Hey y'all, it's been a minute since I last recorded. I just yeah, I've liked recording Journey to the West a little bit more, but I'm trying to stick with this now. When we last left off, Goku was being dragged through the snow after crash landing. I have a ton of notes for this episode. Um, we start with here we go. General White being shocked about a plane going down and just kind of yelling at his guys to go and find Goku. Um, in the sub specifically, he kind of it, it's like it has been for the past 30 or so episodes. Uh, it's just a little more violent in the sub. He says something to the effect of, "I don't care if you have to kill him, go find him." Um, Whereas in the dub, he's just kind of like, "What are you standing around for?" We get the title card. In the dub, it's Cold Reception. In the sub, it's Suno, Girl of the North. So that girl that we saw dragging Goku away, her name is Suno, Suno. Um, a blizzard has started, and um, covered the tracks of the girl dragging Goku away. And General White's like, I don't give a fuck if hell freezes over, go find him. Um, so we see Suno still dragging him away, and General White's still pissed at his guys. Um, One of his workers says it's a little hard to see on account of the snow. And he said, General White said, "It's a blizzard, you idiot. Of course there's going to be snow. Figure it out." So we see a little bit of difference from General White and uh, Colonel Silver. Specifically, Colonel Silver, when the storm came in, called all his guys in. He didn't make them work through the harsh conditions, whereas General White is forcing them to work through the blizzard. So we get the sense that he's kind of a more brutal enemy, maybe more like um, General Red, I think. Uh, but yeah, he takes a sip of whiskey as he's reclining in his house, um, and kind of just generally plotting. Meanwhile, Suno just got home with Goku, and she's like, "I found this boy in the snow." And her mother's like, "What the fuck have you been doing outside in the snow?" She's like, "I found the boy." So they pull him inside, put him by a fire, drape a blanket over him. Um, and Suno asks, she says, "He looks so peaceful over there. Can we keep him?" Like he's a dog. And her mother says, "He's not a dog, dear." And she said, "He's a boy. I'll finally have somebody to play with." So maybe Suno has some kind of, you know, interest in Goku. Okay. In the dub specifically, she just introduced herself as Snow. I don't know if um I don't know if she's just pronouncing Suno very fast or they changed it to Snow. But there's that. Goku doesn't remember anything. So Suno explains that she dragged Goku through the woods. She says, "You'd probably be dead right now if it weren't for me." Um, oh my goodness. Yeah, she's definitely into Goku in the dub. Um, Interesting. Uh, so she says, "Do you have a name to go with that handsome haircut of yours?" So she's super into Goku in the dub. In the sub, it's a little more understated. Um, when he's like drinking from his cup of hot cocoa or whatever they gave him, whatever hot beverage they gave him, he wasn't saying anything in the sub, but they made him speak while drinking in the dub, which was just kind of a weird choice. Um, we see the Red Ribbon Army just kind of fucking trailblazing through the mountains, skirting to the edge of a cliff, just trying to find the Dragon Ball. What's new, honestly? Wow. Um, they they drifted to the edge of a cliff like they were gonna fall off. And one of the soldiers said, uh, "Soldier, look at the back of the tank, see if there's an extra pair of shorts." And the other one said, "Yes, sir." So one of the guys shit himself. He was so scared. Definitely not in the sub. I'm just checking my notes here. Um, I believe in the sub we find out that Suno is 10 years old. Um, yeah, that's about it. No notes. Um, the Red Ribbon Army finds their way to a nearby village, um, goes and just fucks with old people, shoots up their house, and they're like, if you don't give up the information on a Dragon Ball or a little boy, we will fucking kill you. Um, they don't say that explicitly in the dub, but in the sub, they're like, "Well, you will die." Um, Goku's finally connecting the dots that the Red Ribbon guys want the Dragon Balls. He wasn't aware up to this point, I suppose. Goku explains that he's only looking for specifically the 4-star ball. Um, and his trusting nature, he just pulls it out and shows it to the people that saved him, which, like, fair, I guess, but also if these guys are if these guys are looking for him, I wouldn't just be pulling it out willy-nilly. Um, anyway, he explains the lore of the Dragon Balls. Um, essentially just gather all 7, dragon comes out, gives you a wish. Um, we get a kind of a flashback, um, in the dub. Here, let me move this back so I don't hear Goku's narration. In the dub, over this like flashback, Goku's narrating the whole time, just recapping the dragon being summoned and what all happened, how the wish went, who all was trying to get the wish. Whereas in the sub, uh, there's a song. There's just it's already been in the sub before. It's Dragon Ball Densetsu. Yes, that's the name of the song, and it plays over this backdrop. There's no like narration or anything. Um, you just see the recap. Um, every once in a while, they'll kick in with like a question and an answer, um, but that's about it. Goku recaps that the wish that was granted on the last like summoning of the dragon was for a pair of panties by Oolong. Um, and we see him float down from the sky and land on his head. Uh, and she's like, that's fucking moronic. That's stupid. Um, Goku's like, it wasn't my wish. Don't blame me. Um, and then he says there was another guy who wanted to rule the world. And the mother puts that together. She's the only like fucking thinking one here. I know they're children, but she's like, that must be it. The Red Ribbon Army is looking for these Dragon Balls so they can rule the world. Um, she said, Suno said that all of the villagers have been rounded up to uh, collect the Dragon Balls because there weren't enough Red Ribbon soldiers to look. So they gathered up all of the men in the village and sent them out to look for them. Um, and she says they'll be killed if they don't look for them. So uh, naturally they naturally they come to the conclusion that maybe if Goku gives up his Dragon Ball, they'll go away. Um, and Goku's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And she's like, "So you'll give up your ball?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna go beat him up." And they're both like, "You're a fucking kid. That's not gonna happen. There's no way you're going to go beat up an entire army." Goku's like, "I don't worry about me." Um, we hear a vehicle pull up. Uh, two soldiers hop out, start heading towards the house. Um, and it seems like they're approaching the house that Goku's in. Um, very unfortunate timing. But we get the mid card. It's mid card time. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, that's it. Yeah. I'm checking my notes again. I don't see any. Okay, I'm caught up. Um, uh, lady, lady tells him to hide the mother. And he's like, "Okay, but first I gotta pee." Um, it's always convenient that Goku has to like go to the bathroom when there's trouble afoot. The Red Ribbon Army guys bust in. They're like, "Have you seen a boy around here?" And she says, "There's no one here but my daughter and me." And they're checking the whole place. This Red Ribbon guy, real piece of shit. He pulls out a ladle of soup, whatever this lady was cooking, and just eats it straight from the label, and then drops it back in. Fuck that guy. He deserves what's coming to him. I don't care if he signed up for the army to like, yeah, to serve his country. Fuck him. If he's busting into people's places and fucking eating their soup, he can die for all I care. Anyway, Goku flushes the toilet after he pees, and they shoot up the door. The Red Ribbon guys hear the toilet flush, and they walk over in front of the door and just fucking let loose. Um, it's it's actually crazy how many bullets they pumped into the side of this person's house. Um, they see all of the water escape from underneath the door. There was actually so much water that it partially filled up the room and then escaped out the holes. I don't know what their water pressure looks like, but it's crazy. The door opens. Goku's like, "Fuck it." And then he gets up. He says, "Ow, that hurt." Um, Goku's like, "Is this your dad?" She says, "No, they're soldiers. Run away." And he said, "Oh, well, in that case." And then just fucking throws down on him. Um, and it's kind of a fist of the North Star reference. He beats the shit out of him, and it takes a couple seconds to register, and then they fall back. Um, it is the same in the sub and the dub. She said, Suno didn't see what happened. Like she couldn't tell what was happening because it was so fast. And Goku said it was 6 punches and 4 kicks, and I fucked him up. He didn't say I fucked him up, but he did. He really did. Which I think is the first time we see Goku move so quickly that somebody can't see it. We saw that from Krillin and Roshi in the tournament, but I don't think we saw that from Goku. So now we have established kind of a superhuman speed, or a metahuman rather, since Goku, or since Krillin and Roshi can do it as well. Um, but at the very least, Goku's not a regular human. He's moving faster than the human eye can detect. Um, After he beats him up, he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go beat up the rest of them," and he sets out. And it's freezing outside, and he returns within seconds. He's like, "It's fucking cold outside. I'm back," um, and you know, they're flabbergasted to say the least. Um, Goku's like, do you know what this tower's gonna be like? Where it is? What it looks like? And the mother tells a tale of people going to the tower, Muscle Tower, the name of it. People going to Muscle Tower, not returning. Not many people ever make it inside Muscle Tower. They'll all make it like just to the outside and then be dispatched of, be killed. Um, and few have made it inside Muscle Tower. Nobody's ever returned. It is the Tower of Death. You are not meant to live through that experience. Um, so naturally, Goku heads off. He's like, "Oh, sounds like fun." Um, Oof, hard silence there. Um, in the sub, she says, "Isn't he weird? Isn't he such a weird boy, Mom?" And his mother's like, "Yeah, but I hope he doesn't die." Whereas in the dub, Suno asks if he can actually do it. And the mother says, "He thinks he can, but so did your father." So Suno's dad might just be fucking dead. Um, she might be moided, or he might be moided. Um, his mother did tell Goku, her mother did tell Goku before he left that uh, the Red Ribbon Army had captured the village chief. Um, so if he were to see the village chief in this tower, please rescue him. He, being Goku, runs off towards the tower, finally runs into the Red Ribbon guys, and he's like, "Are you Red Ribbon?" And they're like, "Yeah, so what if we are?" And Goku says, "Fight me." And they're like, "Huh?" And he starts running towards them, and they try to light him up. They've all got machine guns just firing at him, and he's dodging every bullet, or at least he's uh, eating them, like taking the shots with ease. Um, the scream was very funny. Goku jumps up behind one of the soldiers, scares him, um, and he screams. He goes, that's very close to how he actually screamed, um, and just beats the shit out of the rest of the guys. And then Goku sets off towards the tower, and we can actually see it coming into view. Um, I haven't mentioned the outfit that Goku's in. Uh, After he came in cold and freezing, Suno offered to give him her clothes so that he could withstand the weather. So Goku's wearing a girl's outfit. Ooh. Um, I did note specifically here uh, the way that Goku like always says power pole extend. Um, I just keep wanting to reference it, but he says extend and retract, and it's just like Sun Wukong. yelling change every time his iron cudgel is needed in a fight. He just says change every time. Anyway, he makes it to Muscle Tower, beats the fuck out of the guys, um, uses his power pole to vault onto what I'm assuming is the second level of the tower. I think he skipped the first level. I think the first level may have been just fighting the guys that were outside. Um, but he uses his power pole to jump onto the second level and heads inside. And that's the end of the episode. We get a nice sweeping shot of the tower, and it's really located like in the middle of an icy tundra. Like nobody should know that this thing is here. Um, but yeah, that's it. Uh, this is one of my favorite arcs. It's just going to get better from here. I think I actually own part of it on VHS. I do. We've got um mm, that's Red Ribbon headquarters. This one specifically is Muscle Tower. Good stuff. Hot stuff. Anyway, uh, yeah, hope you enjoyed the recap. Do the YouTube things. Fucking like, comment, subscribe, bell icon. I'll see you next time. Bye.